Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining today. As you know that we are going to start with our session with Suparn Varma. Suparn is already with us, and hi Suparn, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay.
Hi. So we have a lot of members who have registered. So we are going to wait 1 or 2 more minutes for members to join and to be able to listen about more about the workshop. So till then, I'll tell you a little bit about today's session. So today's session is to talk about the objective today for today's session is to talk about what is it that you will learn on the for this 5-day workshop in London. And we hope that you have all your answers from the questions you may have. If you want to be a writer, a director, a producer, a filmmaker, independent filmmaker, short filmmaker, festival filmmaker, you're a student or you're a professional, you can definitely ask your questions. Many members are joining both the acting session as well as the filmmaking session. Most welcome to do that. It helps you to be a more well-rounded individual, well-rounded professional if you do that. So as part of today's session, we would be sharing more details about the workshop, but we will also take up questions. So don't leave the session before it's over. Do stay back till the end so that you can ask your question. We will talk about various aspects about what is it that you will learn. And then if you have any specific questions as to what is it that you may want as an outcome from the workshop, you can ask. This session is only for members who are in London. तो अगर आप इंडिया में हैं या आप इंडिया से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं तो ये आपके लिए उतना यूजफुल नहीं होगा. अगर आप अभी ड्रॉप ऑफ करना चाहते हैं ड्रॉप ऑफ कर सकते हैं. ये सिर्फ क्योंकि वर्कशॉप लंदन में हो रहा है. इन केस यू आर नॉट इन लंदन, दिस विल नॉट बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. वी विल कंडक्ट वर्कशॉप्स इन इंडिया ऑल्सो, और हम ऑनलाइन करते भी हैं. तो in case that is there, we will definitely you can join those. Having said that, we are waiting for a few more members, but we will start in another 1 or 2 minutes. While that happens, I would like to tell you a little bit about Cininfo. So, as part of Cininfo, we actually are trying, we are actually making sure that we are able to support members, not only actors, but also writers, directors, producers, executive producers, production designers, cinematographers, editors. Everyone in the industry is able to network with each other. So that's what Cininfo is about. It's a community, and it allows everyone to be a part of a very healthy society, not just limited to India, but also parts of UK, UAE, Europe, and the US. So we have a very diverse set of members who are a part of our community. It is the only community across the globe which focuses on students. Hi, Vaishali. Students who join this particular community to be able to collaborate, to network, to connect with each other. Cininfo.in is the name of the community. And you should definitely check out the website and understand what is it that you have in mind. It is run by me and my co-founder, Raghav. I will just put in my name over here because I realized my name is not there. So my name is Deena. I'm so sorry I didn't introduce myself purely because I have done so many of these sessions that many members kind of know my name. So my name is Deena, and along with my co-founder Raghav, we run this particular community, and it is a platform, a tech platform designed like LinkedIn, which allows you to network very well with members across. So thank you so much for joining today. And I will now start the session because the previous session also went on for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. So we will start this session now. And as you can see, Suparn is already there with us. I will share my screen. We have a short deck to present, which will help you to get better clarity about what is it that this workshop has. Again, मैं repeat कर रही हूँ, अगर आप इंडिया से हैं, तो ये सेशन आपके लिए जरूरी नहीं है, क्योंकि ये वर्कशॉप के बारे में है जो लंदन में हो रहा है. So if you are from India, any city from India, you can drop off now. It will not make any sense for you because we are doing this for members in London. So in case you are from India, we would not be able to help you with your questions. It is not going to be relevant for you. आपके लिए आज का session relevant नहीं रहेगा. So that's my request. But if you want to still hear Suparn, more than happy. Definitely, do not miss out on any opportunity to listen to Suparn. ये once in a lifetime के हिसाब से मुझे लगता है, at least once this year. वापस repeat होगा कि नहीं मैं नहीं बता सकती. But definitely, it's a treat to hear Suparn and to learn from him. So definitely stay tuned if you want to just hear him out. So having said that, I'm going to now share my screen. And I'll start with the session. So as you can see that Cininfo is the platform which believes in connecting artists across the entertainment industry. And we are aiming to be the one-stop solution for you to learn, network, and collaborate with various members, whether it is, if you're an actor looking for casting directors or acting coaches, if you're a writer, then looking for other writers, or if you are somebody who's trying to produce and you're looking at other members to collaborate with, we are hoping to be able to create this kind of an ecosystem. As part of today's session, as I mentioned, we have Suparn Varma, who's a distinguished Indian film director and writer with over 15 years of experience. He's known for his films like Family Man 2, which won the Filmfare OTT Awards. Suparn is also has writing credits of over 11 films. And recently, he co-directed Rana Naidu for Netflix. And he's also the showrunner and director for The Trial, which was aired on Disney Hotstar. He also produced Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai, which is now being aired on Z5. His latest projects include Sultan of Delhi and Lutere for Disney and Hotstar. And he's set to helm Immortals of Meluha. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, Immortals of Beluga, Rana Naidu and Rana Naidu Season 2, and many more exciting projects. So Suparn is always looking out for new talent, new concept, new ideas. And that happens by working with young professionals which are out there, whether they are in India or globally. So he enjoys collaborating a lot. So you will see, a lot of ask for a lot of good talent from his team. Having said that, today's session is about filmmaking workshop for writers, filmmakers, producers. And the workshop is for 5 days. It's an on-site workshop in London. And it is for 5 days. The dates for the same are 27th of September to the 1st of October. It will be on the first half between 9 to 12, or depending on a few days, maybe from 10 to 1. But it will be the first half because we are going to run the filmmaking session in the mornings. So 27th September is a Friday and 1st October is a Tuesday. We have ensured that there is a weekend in the middle so that people are able to get the maximum benefit. So from 27th to 1st October, both days included, 5-day workshop. And the location is City Academy, Herbal Hill, London. We've ensured it's central London and very easily accessible for members who would want to attend this. Very close to marquee stations which you can reach. We do have we have limited seats for this because the batch size, keeping it limited, also ensures that Suparn is able to work with every individual student and is able to support them as part of their journey on learning. So that's the other thing. The program highlights and other aspects is what Suparn will be taking you through it. So Suparn, thank you so much for joining. I will start the session now with you.
Hey guys. So basically, yeah.
Suparn, your video is not on, sorry.
Okay, can you see me, guys?
Yes, yes.
All good? Okay. So here's the thing. Teaching filmmaking per se, I mean, one of the things I really wished for, I was a journalist before I became a writer and became a director and so on and so forth. And I took the longer route to enter the film industry. But, I've been lucky to be, have kind of got a kickstart initially, actually, with some great mentors like Hansal Mehta, with whom I wrote my initial films. I worked with Ram Gopal Varma for 6 months almost, in his heydays when he was the Ram Gopal Varma, not what we know today. And I think he's one of the most brilliant filmmakers we had then, and his work still holds. And, in the middle, about say 9, 10 years ago, I was actually mentoring students from various colleges who'd come down to India. Hansel was running the program, and I was kind of the executive mentor there. And we would have students come down from various colleges across the world and live here in India for a month, and I would have them make a short film at the end of it. And recently, Dina and I were chatting, and I was like, this is something I would love to conduct a really tight-knit program. Because fact is this, that, writing is a craft that the more you write, the better you get. But there are ways and means which kind of help you understand the basic fundamentals in a way that really helps you while you're writing. And when we are writing, we write in silos. Although luckily with the OTT medium, you also have writers' rooms where you at least three, four writers to kind of bounce off against each other. But those have different dynamics as well. I mean, there are different kind of politics, a different kind of structure and rule work. Also, working with platforms is a different beast altogether. That is a different knowledge part, which again, my idea was to make it as practical as possible. Where I have started off as a writer, I became a director, I'm a producer because I want to enable great content. Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai really, really did well. Now I'm producing a couple of shows, couple of films. Besides, directing stuff in Hindi, I'm also working in Telugu and Malayalam, and I'm doing some stuff in LA. Because today, a world is your oyster. The more you expand, whether as a writer, whether as a filmmaker, as a director, or as an actor, because there is a massive demand for Asian actors per se across the world in various formats. In Korea, you have Sangma, who's a very good actor who was in Squid Game, for example. So it's a matter of how can you start thinking globally. The world is changing. AI is coming in. How can you use that to harness your skill sets as a writer or as a filmmaker and use it as your ally rather than fight it? So this course kind of, helps break down the structures of writing, whether it's for film. And even when you talk about films, the structure that you would write a theatrical film is very different from what you would write as a OTT film, because they have a different framework, a different language per se. Because OTT is a very individual medium. Theatrical is a community viewing period, piece. So writing changes, the making changes, also projection. At times, the acting in theatrical is much more larger than life. In OTT is different, and these are things that kind of converge. So I have actually kind of brought in Shivam, who was my casting director in Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai. He's working on me on several other projects as well, so that we could design a holistic thing, and whereby, unless you do it practically, pardon my French, but it's all bullshit. And how do you do that in 5 days? So what we are going to do is run two programs parallelly. We're going to have the writer, directors, and producers together in my program. Parallelly, Shivam will be talking to actors and conducting acting workshops. But by the last 2 days, which is day 4 and day 5, I would have actually geared you up to have collaborated in mini groups, come up with scenes so that you can actually go and direct those actors which are in the other workshop, shoot them, so that by the end of it, you have actually written something, worked collaboratively, understood the mechanics, understood what directing is in the first place. And as a writer, you need to understand what your vision is going to be like. When an actor reads dialogue, or when you write stage actions, something as simple as, Suparn walks in the room and he's thinking. Now, honestly, that is the most bullshit piece of stage direction, because Supan could walk in the room and sit like this, thinking, scratching his beard for the next 20 fucking minutes, and you have no idea where you're gonna go with that, right? I mean, right point to point, Supan comes in, sits down, looks at Dina, and says, "You're fired." Dina looks shocked and out. Dina won't sit there thinking. I mean, let the actor decide how much he has to think and leave, right? So these are basic things. Also, the whole structure of a scene, the key I think is, if you understand editing, and that's something I'm going to talk about and impress a lot upon you guys as writers and directors. You need to understand the concept of editing, because the more sharper you are, enter a scene late and exit early, you are doing two things. You're keeping the audience interest alive, and two, as a director, you're saving the producers money. Each page is a minute of footage. You get about 8 to 9 hours of working hours per se on a set. With the takes and everything, you end up shooting about 5 to 6 minutes of footage. Now imagine if you have written a wasteful page, that's 1 minute wasted. That's a lot of time wasted. In today's, world where, budgets are being cut, the landscape is changing. You need to be sharp. You need to understand everything holistically as a technician first before you enter the medium. It's not just enough to say, I have a story. You need to understand various facets of it. And that is something I want to do with the program, whereby you kind of come out enriched, you come out more confident, because end of the day, honestly, our profession is the biggest con job in the world. We are all confidence people. If I win your confidence, I've got you. Because if I come on set, I have 400 people looking at me. Each one has a different idea of what they want to do. But when I confidently say, I want this, my job is to say the right yes, the right no. And at times, even if I mess up, I can't show it. Because if I show it, everything around me will collapse. I have to keep working. I have to keep course correcting while I'm driving at a speed of 250 kilometers an hour, which is a nanosecond correction. But all that happens with experience. And I think for me, learning comes from the most practical thing possible. So I want to make this 5 day course as practical, as real as possible for you guys. Because honestly, for everything else, there are books. Read every book in the world, you'll understand concepts. I rather, kind of tell you what the war is like, and at most, at least, make you do a couple of exercises so you understand practically what it is like. And the more you do stuff, you'll realize mistakes. And I think there is nothing better in life than mistakes and failure to teach you. Make your mistakes now, fail as much as you can now so that you can succeed later. That's my mantra in life. So yeah, that's what the plan is. I'll throw the whole floor up to you. You can ask questions to me or Dina, and yeah, enjoy.
So, Supan, we have about 45 minutes for the questions. We've spoken about everything in this. And just to quickly mention to everyone that everyone gets a show reel, but it's a workshop show reel at the end of the day. So the workshop show reel means that the script which is created as part of the workshop on filmmaking and writing will be shared with the actors, and that will then be performed. So the show reel is going to be in a studio set. It is not going to be on site, or it's not that we will be looking at an external place. It will be the studio show reel. This works for India because if you're applying anywhere in India, you can send it as a work link or as a presentation of your work. So it works definitely. That's why I wanted to make it very clear when we say that you get a show reel as part of it.
And the other thing I wanted to add, which is not really an incentive, but for me it's a greed, is that I'm nothing without my team. And I'm always on the hunt for creative people, whether with stories, whether with ideas, or, people I can collaborate with from various specters of life in this field per se. So honestly, for me, it's also like a different kind of hunt in a way, where if I can find someone to collaborate with, I would love to.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Supan. We'll quickly jump to the questions. So just one last screen which you need to know are the numbers for our London representatives. If you have any questions about the location, about the fees or anything, that you can even speak to members or you can write to us. The last day to register is the 10th of September. Don't miss out. We are kind of running 50% full with the batches. So all the best to all of you. Moving to the questions. Um, so if you have any questions, you can raise your hand or you can put it on the chat as well. If you have any, the workshop won't be access. Okay, so Piyush has the question. Piyush's question is, would the workshop be accessible online? No, this is an on-site workshop. So you will be needed to actually be in the city, and you will need to be based out of London. So this is not an online workshop. Any further questions, if you have, please go ahead and ask. Um, okay, so Harry has a question. I will quickly just pin Harry. Um, Yeah, Harry, you can go ahead and ask your question. And if you can switch on your video, that'll be great. Yeah, Harry, go ahead. You can
Hello.
ask
I
your
just wanted to attend. Hello. Yeah, I just want to ask, what's the minimum age to be able to attend?
Anywhere from 15 plus, if you can write and tell a story.
Okay, thank you.
Great. I think I should have actually probably tried for younger audience as well. But yeah, great. So then there you have it, Harry. Any other questions? Please go ahead and ask. You can just put up your hand, and you can ask your questions specific to the workshop, or if you have any other questions related to the techniques which will be taught, more than happy to answer. Please don't feel shy. Right. So if you don't have
Yeah,
any
Vaishali.
sorry. Vaishali has a question. Yeah, sure, Vaishali. I didn't see your hand up. One second. There you go.
You'll have to unmute yourself, Vaishali.
Yeah. Am I audible this time?
Yes, you are, Vaishali.
Oh, great. Thanks. Hi, Dina. Hi, Suparn. Hi, everybody else on the Zoom call. Really nice meeting you all. And thank you so much for that, initial layout, Suparn, that you gave to all of us. I think very crisp and very clear. So thank you for the clarity. One question. This workshop, I understand, is, as you said, for writers, for storytellers, directors, and producers. But what value can an actor derive if they were to attend this workshop? Or would you rather suggest that they attend the other workshop that your collaborator Shivam is also conducting during the same days? Thank you.
So, my thing to you would be this, that if you understand direction, and I'm not talking about directing in terms of breakdowns, I'm not going to be teaching you how to break down schedules and stuff, that's a first AD's job, right? But if you understand the mind of a director, a mind of a writer, concepts and stuff, and having a holistic idea of what filmmaking is all about, which is very technical in nature, it kind of helps you understand the lay of the land much more. You go in better informed. Today's world, honestly, is such where you have an insane amount of competition, right? I mean, you come to Bombay, every area, every second person wants to be an actor, for example. But there are people who have trained themselves, armed themselves in various ways. I know of, sometimes a good script comes to me, and these days, funnily enough, I have to ask a question. Is there इसके साथ दहेज में कौन है? Because usually an actor has written a script and said, I have to be cast in this role, I won't give the script. And sometimes, trust me, Vaishali, the script is so good that we have to bend. I mean, everybody is following the Rocky Balboa example, some of them, if they have the capability in the first place. But in the last three months, I've had actors and actresses coming to me with great scripts, and I asked them that, you're passing me someone's script, and then, we've written this ourselves, and I want to play this role. And they start negotiating. I understand I can't play the lead, but let me play this, and stuff like that. I mean, but fact is this, sometimes it's so good, that it would be stupid not to pass it. Number one. And number two, then if they are really good, they get the break, because we need actors all the time. There's a massive fatigue that sets in. Also, understand one thing, why there is a lot of scope for actors today is because OTT mediums create world building, right? So when you are part of a certain world, you become a character. So what happens is, when I'm casting for my other shows, I think, oh, he's in Mirzapur, I've seen him too much or her too much, I need a new face here. So with each new show, each new world coming in, you literally have new actors inhabiting new worlds who are then picked into films based on their popularity. So it's a beautiful ecosystem that has formed around, and the need for new actors is there all the time. When we have actors, personally as a director, when I have an actor with an understanding of what is happening on set, my life honestly is peaceful. Our jobs are really tough. We have, lot of work to complete in a day. I sometimes we not sometimes A lot of times we cast new actors, but when they come trained in a certain way, it really helps. It really helps us. And I'm talking about as a director, not them. And of course, it helps them because they know what the hell they're doing in the first place, or they know when to talk, not to talk, or what the director wants to do in the first place, right? So it's one of those. It's a thing where You want to do a business, you want to understand the holistically as much as you can about the landscape, about the geography, about business techniques, marketing, sales, because it's all part of it. And as an actor, again, you have to make yourself a brand. How do you stand out from the competition when there are so many people out there? And for me, when I talk, I tend to kind of, talk at large because it's all holistically part and parcel of the same thing. Everybody is working in tandem. And yeah, so I mean, so I guess, does it answer your question?
Great. Thank
Yes,
you.
it does. Thank you. I mean, I think probably I'll be asking you a few more questions during the course of the call. But thank you for this. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Vaishali. Thank you so much. So we have the next question is by Aditya Varman. So yeah, Aditya, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, thank you for doing this. My question is, for the show reel, do we need to come up with an idea, or I mean, an idea that is separate from like an existing, separate from an existing script that we're working on, or can it be that?
The way it will work is this. You will have basically about 10 minutes to shoot and train the actor who you're working with. So you'll go there. I mean, if it's, for example, 2, 3 of you kind of collaborate, depending on the size of the class, we'll break down whether it's 2 writers working together or 3 writers working together, each coming up with a scenario. Could be a scene, could be, a woman entrapping a doctor who she thinks has touched him inappropriately and staging a 5-minute scene, for example, and you break that. So we come with situations like this. So if you have something existing, great, but it needs to fit into something which the actors who are training, who will be your subjects, can also understand. It's pretty fast. So it's one of those things. But I rather do something which is more extempo, which is then and there, because it helps you think on your feet. You ideate faster, ideate differently, and I think the more we push ourselves, our muscles tend to kind of, get better and better rather than having a lovely safety net of, let me bring this, I have this already written down. So yeah, I mean, we'll have fun and stuff like that. So
Great. Thank you so much, Aditya, for the question, and look forward to seeing you as part of the workshop very soon. Thank you. Moving to the next, we have a few questions in the chat. I have already answered those questions. So on the chat
Vishal,
is, sorry.
go for it, Vishal.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll just pin Vishal. Hi, Vishal. Thank you so much for joining. And go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you for the opportunity, first of all. Really nice talking to you guys. So I want to know, different people come from different backgrounds of filmmaking. Is there anything that you would want people to learn before coming to the workshop?
Nothing.
be
Come with
ready?
an open mind
Yeah. Okay.
and just hydrate yourself. That's all.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, I mean, honestly, just no need to come with preconceived notions. Come with an open mind where I will kind of share as much as I possibly can, and I will, I believe in interactive sessions where we talk. The
Yeah.
more we ask, the more we learn. And there is no right or wrong question. As much as you can ask, as much as I can share, I'm happy to. That is exactly what I'm there for. And help you propel yourself into writing either a script or, going out there and directing something or finding something to produce and sharing as many tricks as I can that I've learned. Because as I said, we are all con people. Everybody's a con man and a con woman out here. Because storytelling is the greatest lie in the world, right? And making you
Yeah.
believe in a world that doesn't exist. So yeah, you can brush up your lying skills.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So actually, Vishal is studying filmmaking in London currently, and he's looking forward to joining the session. So thank you so much for that, Vishal.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
thank you so much. And I have any other questions that you would want as part of asking, please go ahead and ask now.
Go for it, Rav.
Yeah, you can just raise your hand and I can, yeah, 1 second, Rav. That's Ravi, right? Hi, Ravi. Yeah, go ahead, Ravi.
Hi, Suparn. Thank you for talking with us today. one question I wanted to ask is, how will it work if, say, an actor wants to come into both sessions, yourselves and Shivam's?
We are
And
not
obviously,
having concurrent sessions. I'll finish my session, his
yeah,
session will start after that. So you can do
yes,
both.
that's fine. And when you're saying about constructing a script and writing one, and then collaborating with an actor in the afternoon in Shivam's workshop, how would it work if I also want to be a part of being on screen as well as behind the screen? Will it be two different
So
scripts that we'll be
there,
doing?
there will be two sessions, I think, Dina, right? His session, my session are different. But
Yes.
what will help is that in my session, we would have worked out a scene for performance, which both me and Shivam, by the way, will guide the actor with. Because I'll be there to direct the directors per se, let you guys have a free reign. And once you have directed, if you want, I step in, I mentor your scene and tell you what I would have done, or just let you have a free reign, do it, and then you objectively watch and say that this could be done better, this could be done better, or the actor could have done this. So it just helps you think differently. So the idea is to open your mind to thoughts and processes of, okay, this is what I thought, this is what I directed, this is what I made, but this is also how I could do it. And there are ways and there are ways. So yeah, that is how, I mean, does it answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I was just trying to see if we would have the opportunity to be behind the screen for one of the showreels, and then also be in front of the screen for
So you do
for
my
another.
section for the behind the scenes part, you do his session where I'll be there with him. So it's not like you, the people from my team, my session will be
Um,
working in a silo with the actors. I will be there for those days. The last 2 days, right, Dina?
yeah.
Yes, the last 2 days is when the teams will kind of converge.
We converge the sessions and stuff. So we discuss stuff, we discuss scenes. And also my thing is improvisation by actors becomes key. Sometimes we write scenes, I write dialogues, and not every actor is worthy of giving the license to improvise because they can really be terribly shitty. But then there's some who can really take it to the next level. Sometimes by just one simple line alone. For example, if it's 3-2, if somebody has seen it, there is one small moment where Abhishek Banerjee is kind of going, in the darkness. It's a shot where they're all getting out of focus technically. And, Pankaj Tripathi had played Atal Bihari Vajpayee in a film called Main Atal Hu. And, Abhishek just comments, "Arey, aap to mahan hi hai, aap to atal hai." And I mean, I'm saying small things which you allow. So out here, I would want the actors and directors to explain the scene, stage it. And when I mean stage it, I mean, does he stand? Does she walk? Does she turn? Does she hold his face? Or what? Also give the actors the space. The way ideally would be let the actor first read it out, act it out. Second take is when you correct them as to what you have in mind, and then see what works well or what doesn't work well. Because sometimes a spoken word sounds very different from the written word, and that's very key. So I want everybody in my sessions to realize how it affects that. And sometimes actors just transform scenes in beautiful, magical ways, which you kind of don't expect to. So I think both sessions work very well hand in hand together.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you so much for the question.
Vaishali, go for it.
Uh, 1 second, I will. Suparn is much faster than I am. I am going to try and match his speed. So there we go. Yes, Vaishali, go ahead.
Thank you again, Dina. Hi, Suparn. So another question for you. Could you just walk us through the structure of the workshop? Like, I think we'll be there for 5 days.
Yeah.
So then, like, how?
So basically on day 1, 2, and 3, we'll be discussing scripts for OTT, for films, for OTT films, the entire structure of 5-act structure, the 3-act structure, characters, themes, stories. Day 2 would involve a mix of that and directing. Day 3 would start making you start kind of literally start writing, ideating for what you're going to do in day 4 and 5 with the actors per se. So we can start shooting those and also breaking down more structures because, that, I mean, honestly, I can read out the paraphernalia. 1 second. Somebody's in a.
I'll just check. I think somebody is just unmuted themselves. I'll just.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. 1 second. So one part starts right for the writing part, the second part goes to the directing part, the third part actually goes to the pitching, which is not really technically being producers, but when writers go to executives of how they pitch, how they sit and create, how do you deal with them? How do you deal with feedback? Which will come, and it will come in spades. And you'll have to navigate that. You can have written the best script in the world. And also, a lot of executives, unfortunately, world over, can maybe give you a sense of what they are finding wrong, but not everybody is good at giving you feedback. I'll give you examples of feedback that comes at times, which reads like compliments, but actually is telling you to correct it. They might tell you this looks like a true for film, and you're like, my life is made. I have just made something that looks and sounds like a true for film, but actually it's an insult according to them because it's like it's not making sense. It's too highbrow, whatever. So, but at times, what you need to do is understand intent and take it forward. So day 1, 2, and 3 literally is going to be a convergence of writing, directing, producing, pitching, understanding the scape that we are in today, that we exist, where if you want to pitch in India, or you want to pitch in England, or you want to pitch UK, or you pitch in America, for example, and how do you stand out? Do you adapt books? Adaptations are another key. Taking newspaper articles and creating stuff from there, which at times is very, very documentary-ish like, or sometimes it is just a spark that's taken off. Like I'm doing a show right now for Nikki Weinstock, the producer of Severance, based on an article from Texas Monthly. And the way it's been used, I kind of was inspired by the idea. We bought the rights for the article, but it's very different from the article itself. So how can you use all those tools that are out there today, and what helps you where to get your story out? Also, I would also want to talk about writing novels, because today, if your script doesn't sell, you write a novel of it. Novels is sold much more easily. And then there are people out there which I'll kind of share numbers and stuff with. It's again tricks. How do you get that damn story of your made? How do you get out there, whether as a writer or a director, and go to those platforms? So it's going to be a mix of all those. Then we start, of course, actually creating stuff and shooting it and coming out with a showreel. So
Right. Thank you, Vaishali. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Okay, great. So, any further questions? In case you are not able to figure out the hand in Zoom, you can put out your hand over here. Otherwise, we will conclude. We have Vaishali has another question. Okay, sure, Vaishali. Okay, go for it.
Hi, I have a few more questions if you'll indulge me, please. So another one is that, Suparn, you mentioned that the last 2 days, this cohort would be working with the other cohort that Shivam would be leading. So then, would you be directing, or is it that people who are a part of this cohort would be directing those actors?
people
How
who are
does that
part of this group will be directing. I'll be with you guys. You
Okay.
can we can literally go scene by scene. You can tell me what you plan to do,
Yeah.
ask me for inputs, or you direct. Then I cannot tell you that this could be done right or wrong. So at least you have a sense and you have freedom. Because honestly, I don't want to be sitting holding a hand and telling you do this first, because then you're not applying your brain per
Yeah.
se. And
Yeah.
also date 3, 4, and 5 would also involve writing it in the first place,
Yeah. Of
which would be
course.
given the homework where either you collaborate online, you come on day 4 with ideas, scripts, which we'll read out. I want to discuss because I want to refine it. Before we go and meet that group, we'll meet for 1 hour, read out, be ready before we meet the other group, and then kind of start off, give them prep time in the meanwhile, so that the actors can get ready or whatever. But it literally kind of refines what we are making in the first place and doesn't sound amateurish.
Understood. That makes perfect sense. And then, would you also be walking us through the set etiquettes? Like, I think, like in UK, for example, there are some standard best practices. I'm sure in India it is
It's come here, same thing has come out here as well. So.
okay. Got it. And then, in terms of shooting, then, like, will we also have a crew supporting the whole thing, and will there
The
be
shoot
multiple
will be
actors?
something very simple and basic on a simple camera. It won't be like a professional shoot per se, but
Okay.
you will have directed actors who would have read your scenes, acted them out, and you would
Right.
see it transform. It's almost like a table read, but without a table, but actually them performing actions, walking, talking, and moving around in a space.
Understood. Got it. Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaishali. So it will be in the studio, the workshop studio. It will be shot there itself. Right. Thank you so much. And if there are any further questions, else Virat, I know a few members have just joined. As I repeat, if you're from India, this is a session for London members because we're doing the workshop in London. So in case you have any questions for London or about the workshop in London, please go ahead. Okay, great. So no questions. Thank you so much. This has been short and sweet. And we are happy that all of you could take out time on a Sunday. Thank you so much, Suparn, for your time on a Sunday. I know you're working, but very sweet of you to take out time. And we look forward to your session in your workshop in London. Dates are again 27th to the 1st. Last few words, Suparn, before we call it a wrap.
Honestly, come with an open mind. Have as many questions as you possibly can, because I'll sit and answer every single one of them. I want you to go out from those workshop days confident enough of going ahead and making your stuff. And also, hopefully I would have found some people I can collaborate with or found a few good ideas. That's my greed for all of this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Suparn. Wonderful session today. Looking forward to every one of you. You have our numbers. You also have London numbers. Please feel free to connect with either us or with the numbers on screen. Our website has all details. Suparn's page has all details. The Instagram page has all details. So please feel free to ask questions. Thank you so much. And see you soon in 27 days. Thank you, Suparn. Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.